Welcome to the Leadership Espresso podcast, an inspirational coffee break. It's short, it's intense, and it's to go. So today's topic is about dealing with the unknown. We live in what we call unprecedented times. And if you look into the airline industry, for instance, or into the automotive industry, you wonder how this will ever gonna be back to normal. And you could get the impression that we entirely lost control over business. Yes, it is true in some ways, and it's not true in other ways. I think we have reminded the hard way that there never was something like having control over the outside world. It was always just an illusion of control, I believe. But the good news is that we do have control over our attitude, our values, our beliefs, and most importantly, our purpose. So rather than trying to fix the outside world, how about exploring our true nature and finding out who we really are and why we got into the business in the first place? So I researched that successful businesses and business leaders do focus more on their purpose. So on their cause and the reason why, rather than on what they do on the products and services. They come second. So companies like Apple, they don't just sell computers or smartphones. They sell a belief that they challenge the status quo within industries, and then it happens to be a different computer or a smartphone that's coming from that belief. So what do you think? How would you have to rethink your business if you came from that approach about your foundation, about your purpose, about your belief, and about your cause? Wouldn't that be a better approach that's more sustainable and producing more long-term results, and where you had the idea of you having control over your business model? Actually, I remember many years ago, I had a challenging business situation where I was asked to stick to what I believed in was in line with my purpose, my values, and my integrity. We as a company were promised a contract for a global leadership program, and yet by accident, I learned that the board of directors had already signed a contract with another competitor. Ever been in such a situation? Wow, I tell you, I was really upset and irritated because the entire program was about moving from a culture of competing against one another to collaboration with one another. I then called my client to find out that they still believed in competing against one another and acted accordingly. So I was offered to join as a junior partner, but I refused to take this opportunity because it would not have served the company and its vision about collaboration. So sure enough, 2 weeks later at a seminar, the client appeared spontaneously. It was the head of HR on a global scale. And he appeared and told me that the board of directors had revisited its decision after I dropped out of the program and not wanting to be a junior partner. They canceled the contract with the other consulting firm and asked me to lead the global leadership program by joining forces with them on equal grounds. So I had the experience when you stay and stick to what you believe in, and that's authentic to your purpose and to your cause. This is a much more profound way, in a long-term way, that's actually attracting clients. So think about it, and see you next on our next topic next week on this leadership podcast.